In this video, we will talk about stabilization and MatchMove techniques. In the last video, we only used 1-point tracking. Now we will learn about 2-point and 4-point tracking. We will also explore some more properties of the tracker node to understand it better. Now, what's the difference between 1, 2 and 4-point tracking? Basically, 1-point tracking follows a single point in the video. It's used to track basic movement like object moving up, down, left or right. This is useful for tasks like attaching a logo to a moving object. Now, coming to 2-point tracking. 2-point tracking tracks 2 points. This allows you to capture not just the position but also the rotation and scaling. It's useful when the object tilts or changes size, such as tracking a picture frame or a door on a moving wall. 4-point tracking tracks 4 points, usually at corners of an object. It captures position, rotation, scaling, and perspective. This is perfect for tracking surfaces that move in 3D space or change shape. 4-point tracking is mostly used for screen replacement. As we have already seen 1-point tracking in the last video, we will look at 2-point tracking and stabilization. I am going to use this footage for both 2-point tracking and stabilization. We can also replace the TV screen here, but I will use different footage for that. Using 1-point or 2-point tracking completely depends on the footage. It's not always necessary to use more points. If there is very little motion in the footage, 2-point tracking can sometimes be done with just 1 point. Okay. First, we will find the points that we can track in this footage. To identify the points, let's press Y to go in the luminance channel and search for some black spot in the white area or white spot in the black area. As you can see, here are some white spots. If you play the video, you can see the white spots are clearly visible here. We can use this as some tracking points. Or we can use this also as a tracking point. Now, we can't use all these points as a tracking point because putting multiple tracking points in the same spot will not give good stabilization results. So we have to place the other point a little far. Here. We'll put our second point here and our first point either here or here. Okay. Let's bring the tracker node. Add track. I'm using this point. Wait, I will take this point. Make the inside box small as this is the point or pattern and this is the area that it searched for. Okay. Now I only want to track 200 frames. That's why I will track forward range. I will type 1 to 100. Okay. Keep your eyes here. I think it's a good track. Click on this traffic again. We have to make all the points green now, but let me just do the second point and we'll do it together. Go to the first frame again, add another point. Get a little bigger. Then same track forward range. I think it will give us good. Nah. Okay. Now I'm using shortcut key for switching from this workspace to the other workspace. Shift plus F1. You can see before I was in larger viewer and now I'm in compositing. Then go to the curve editor, select track 1 one error, right click, view, frame off. As you can see, errors are very high. We will use the same technique from previous video. So let's do this. I think that's enough. Coming to track 2, just select all this three. Select all three. Track 2, error. It's already there. The high peaks are at the end only. I will just grab this. Okay, I think it's good now. We got all the green points. Come back to node graph. We have selected all the three options. This is for translate, rotation, and scale. Let's go to larger view. There is not much scaling going on, but I have checked the scale option too. Okay. Now go to the transform and set it to stabilize. Stabilize one point will work on only one point. We have created 2 points, that's why we will select stabilize. Now cross this, press Y again, come back to the RGB channel and press and play your footage. The best way to check if the stabilization has worked or not is to place the cursor on any spot in the video and just see that if the object behind the cursor moves or not. As you can see, it's jittering a bit. To stabilize it more, we can create some more points here or there. It completely depends on us. But I think you got the point of stabilization. So this is how you stabilize the video. You can do one more thing. If you don't want to select it from here, just set it to none, go to the tracker, select this both and go to the stabilize pick and create. Now you can remove it and then you can just the benefit of doing stabilization is also that when you want to roto something, like if you want to roto this clock, now the footage is stabilized, so you can just create a circle and you don't have to animate it. Let me just take a roto node here, ellipse. I will just draw a rough shape around this clock. Now the footage is stabilized. Okay, so I'm going to merge it with the A. We have to do a little bit adjustment here because it's jittering a lot, but it's better than animating in this shot, right? And if you want to create the final result, just go to the tracker node, select both the tracks, go here and select MatchMove baked, create it, and just apply the motion to the rotor. And we don't need this now. Stabilization, just press D and deactivate it. See, so by doing this, you can speed up your rotor workflow too. This is called stabilization and MatchMove technique for doing rotoscopy. Now we'll come to 4-point tracking. I've already did it. Let me show you. As you can see it here, the camera is moving and we are getting a little bit of depth here and the perspective also changing. So in this case, we have to use 4-point tracking. 1 point will not do the work here. We have to track this, this, this and this 4 points to replace the screen. Now let's see how it's done. I will take this footage, just copy it here. Okay. I think this footage is, yeah, this is 1920. Take tracker node. Now press Y. Now we have to track the corners here. We don't have any points here. So we can go back to RGB channel. We can do one thing, go to the settings here, adjust for luminance changes. As you can see, there are reflection on our screen here at this point too. So what it will do, uh, it will adjust the tracking point according to the light changes. You can also go to auto tracking and tell the Nuke that the motion is translate only, or is it translate and rotate, or is it translate scale. I will select translate, rotate, scale, all the three, and then what you can do is here snap to markers. You can turn it on, set to blobs, or you can set to corners, and and when you add the track, you can see a green ellipse will occur. The Nuke will tell you that which points are good for tracking. So as you can see, this point is good for tracking. I was hoping to track it here, but this is also good. So we'll place it here. Just reduce the size of this. Make it a little bit bigger so we can see clearly. Yeah. Not too small. Okay. I will increase this and track range 1 to 100. Let's see it here. I'm hoping that it will work. Go to the, we got some red point, but I think it will work. Let's add all the points, then we will solve it. Now we are on the frame 100. We can also track backwards from 100 to 1. Let's see. So I have created this 4 point here, and I have also solved the error in each point by using the same technique. Some points are still yellow, but we can work with it. Now set it to transform MatchMove baked and then create. Remove this. I will use a checkerboard here. Now I will use a new node. It's called corner pin 2D. What this node do is when you double click on it and press 1, you can see we have got 4 points, sorry, 4 points here. Press M, attach it here. Let's look. We have to set this point to our screen. We could have used transform also, but by using corner pin we can easily set the screen to the perspective we want. Set it, then set it here. Make it a bit up. Okay. Now go to the transform match mode and apply. Oh, I think transform match move. Wait, we can fix this. Go to the tracker node, go to the transform and set the reference frame to 100. And then select all the tracks and create transform match move. Delete it. Go to the 100 frame. Yeah. Now it's looking better. But you got the basic idea of 4-point tracking, 2-point tracking, and 1-point tracking, and how we can use it in different ways. I just want to show one thing more. The footage in which we did the roto, we have to match move the background to the footage. So let me just import that footage here. As you can see, this is our rotoscopy footage, and I have just created a simple pipeline here. This is our roto. If wait, let me just connect the viewer. Yeah, this is our roto shape. This is the copy channel. We are copying the alpha from roto, and roto is connected to the footage, and copy B pipe connected to the footage. So if we press 1 here, I have used a gizmo here, TXF kill spell. What it does, it removes the green from the background. So when we merge this rotoed output to this background, we don't want the green to come on the edges. This is to remove the spill. We will talk about it in the green screen removal module. So now I press 1 here, press A, we got the alpha, just do the pre-mult here, I pre-mult output, then we took background, reformatted it, then scaled it a little bit. I used defocus node. Now what I did here is I tracked, wait, we only want 55 frames here. Yeah, I think I tracked this area right, because this was a black point in the white here, contrast point. We can't place our tracker on the subject because we don't want the movement of the subject. We want the movement of background. That's why I tracked this point, or you can select any point here. The background was out of focus. That's why all the points are like this only. I use this point. I tracked this one point only because there was just a movement like from top to bottom. So it's just a translation movement. We don't need more points. I used that point. Then I created a transform MatchMove baked. I selected all the three properties here, and I placed it here after defocus. So now our background follows the movement which we tracked from the footage. As you can see. Now we'll merge it, B input to the background, A input to arrow to output. Now if you will see closely, you can see some it's the harsh edges. We have used feathers, but we can't use more feathers here, and some are just some black edges type. So what I use is, first I did erode filter here. Let me just use it and show you. Oh wait, yeah. As you can see, what it do is that it reduce the outline, it reduce the edges of the object or the shape, making it smaller or bigger. You can do it, you can adjust it from here. Like I have set it to 2.5. If we set it more, you can see the edges are shrinking, and if you go in negative, you can see the edges are expanding. So you can set it to the your requirement. I've set it till here. I think I am getting a good output here. Yeah, the edges are blending, but still I want something, I want to blend more smoothly. So I used another gizmo, which is color smear. What it does, it it helps in blending the edges to the background. As you can see, the face area before and after. Then to match the color from the background, then I did overall color grading here and the final output. We will talk about grading later, but for now you can say it's merging well, and we have placed the MatchMove information to the background. So now the background is also matching. As you can see. Okay. That's it for this video. In the next module, we will place some elements and use grade node to color correct them also.